I'm really excited about the way that 2019's gone. I think it's probably been the most accelerated time we've had in the hydrogen projects.
Over 30% of the CO2 emissions in the UK is coming from gas. So unless we do something with the gas network in the UK, the government won't be able to meet their net zero target by 2050.
The reason we're doing all the testing is to make sure it is safe for our customers. Hydrogen is a gas, methane is a gas, and all we're trying to prove, and will prove, is that it is as safe as methane.
The NIC project is a nationwide initiative led by Northern Gas Networks, the gas distributor for the north of England, in conjunction with Cadent, SGN and Wales and West Utilities. This collaboration across all the gas distribution networks is crucial in ensuring that H21 can deliver a decarbonisation solution that works for customers across the UK.
To bring together such a variety of knowledge and experience is essential for something as big as climate change. Making sure that the network of the future is the same as the network of today in terms of safety for everyone is of paramount importance to us.
Collaboration allows us to explain that the introduction of hydrogen into the networks is safe and reliable.
It's important that we demonstrate value for money for UK gas consumers, and the best way to do that is to ensure that we work together, and it enables you to deliver these really big strategic projects like H21 really effectively.
If we're to move to a hydrogen economy, we need to prove the safety case. Without that safety case fitting in the whole of the supply chain diagram, we really don't have an opportunity for hydrogen. So it is absolutely critical what we're doing in this piece.
2019's been a really good year for the H21 project. We've completed the construction at Buxton, followed by the commissioning of the site. So we're well on with the testing. Spade Adam, they've finished construction of the 4 main test areas, and 2 have been completed with their testing. The rest is due for completion next year.
We've recently been awarded an additional £6.8 million for the phase 2 of the testing, which will commence next year.
For the NIC project, 2 safety testing facilities have been built, at Spade Adam in Cumbria and at Buxton in Derbyshire. Data analysis is being conducted in Loughborough, while research into the public's perception of hydrogen has been conducted in Birmingham, Manchester and Leeds. The Buxton facility is located at the HSE Science and Research Centre. The work here tests assets from across the gas network to determine leakage rates when used with hydrogen.
So here at the H21 rig, we're bringing in assets that have been retrieved from the network, and we're pressurising them with hydrogen and methane and measuring how much these assets leak.
So it is known that hydrogen may leak slightly differently to natural gas, and what we're hoping to learn is the nature of those leaks, and essentially they'll feed into an assessment of the relative safety of the network going forward. What we'd like to prove essentially is that if a network is gas tight on methane, that most of it will continue to be gas tight on hydrogen, but where there might be differences, that we understand those and that we manage the network safely going forward.
All the test results from Buxton have been analysed by Health and Safety Executive to see if there's any particular asset that we need to address going forward before we convert the network to hydrogen.
While Buxton looks at hydrogen within the gas network, testing is being conducted at Spade Adam to determine how hydrogen behaves when it escapes the network and the possibilities and consequences of the gas igniting.
Spade Adam, we got 4 test sites that we're looking at the moment. The first is small leakage, so we're recreating small leaks close to properties. Large releases, so simulating a leak from a major part of the network and seeing how the gas disperses and tracks. We're doing ignition chamber tests, so taking everyday items such as a light switch, heating controller, etc., and seeing potential for igniting hydrogen. The fourth area we've looked at is the exposure severity. So that's looking at the build-up of hydrogen within a kiosk and how easy it is to ignite.
We're currently in a stage of ongoing review of the data we're producing. It's being quality checked by our staff on site, but also by our team in Loughborough, and that's being communicated with other partners within the H21 project.
Results from the testing are being analysed by a team of specialists based in Loughborough to develop a quantitative risk assessment for the operation of a hydrogen gas network in the UK.
We have a model for predicting the risk for natural gas, and the purpose of the H21 QRA work is to develop a similar model for hydrogen and understand where, if we need to make changes in the system to make sure it's as safe as it is now.
This is one of the standard progress meetings for the risk assessment package. We're reporting to NGN on the work that we've carried out, and the Health and Safety Executive are also here, and they're reviewing our work and ensuring that it's all correct and fit for purpose.
We've developed a prototype hydrogen risk model. We're currently validating that. We'll then apply it to the NGN network. We expect to have done that and completed that study by the end of March next year.
While the testing takes place, work is also underway to assess attitudes towards the introduction of hydrogen, with a programme of consultation with members of the public across the country.
What we're doing in these series of workshops is to focus on people who don't have a particularly strong interest in or response to the prospect of a hydrogen conversion, because they form the bulk of the population, and we want to know what would make them more interested, what would make them more concerned, what sorts of things could they accept. There's been massive interest, massive willingness, and really that the general area they're coming from is, why hasn't this been done before? If we can do this, it should happen, and it should happen now.
The concept that we're going through here sounds like a big plan, but that will have a big impact, so I think it's something that we should consider doing sooner rather than later.
As long as it's not going to cost too much and it is going to deliver, then I'm on board.
Remaining testing for Phase 1 is due to be completed in the first half of 2020, with the results published in full later in the year. Before live trials can take place, further tests must be done. With £6.8 million of funding now secured, Phase 2 will test operational procedures on a closed hydrogen network.
What we will need to do is move on to the day-to-day running of the networks. It's very important that we move on from the background testing into the demonstration and understanding of what techniques will still be valid and which ones may need developing further.
We're also looking at doing an unoccupied trial to recreate what we're doing on a daily basis so it's safe for the operations staff and the general public moving forward into hydrogen.
Hydrogen is a credible fuel for heat that can lower carbon emissions with minimal disruption to customers. H21 NIC is providing the vital safety evidence that is required for hydrogen to be introduced in the UK.
I'm very confident that hydrogen will form a key part of decarbonisation. If we look at hydrogen as a whole, we have a low-cost option and a least disruptive option. Those two things put together, with the testing that we're doing now to start to move the journey on, has got to be the way forward.